Hello people, happy Sunday. Welcome back to another episode from me, Gino, from Real Everyday English, the YouTube channel that helps you beautiful people improve your English week by week. So, do you need a hand with your English? Well, if you do, you're certainly in the right place because I can help you with that. But the expression to need a hand means that you need help. And you can also phrase it as a question. So I could ask somebody, do you need a hand? Which is what I'm doing right now to you guys. I'm asking you, do you need a hand with your English? And speaking of hands, I have some hand-related vocabulary to teach you people today. So without any further ado, let's get into the topic. Okie dokie. So the first one this week is to stroke. And stroke has a few different meanings in English, but in the context of hands, to stroke something simply means to move your hand over a surface with gentle pressure. It's usually another person or a part of another person or an animal. So for example, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, you can stroke the head. Another example would be with an animal. So I have here a teddy, it's a dog. So I am stroking the dog, and dogs love to be stroked. I think in America they use the word pet to describe stroking animals such as dogs and cats. So they might say, I'm petting the dog, and it simply means that I'm stroking the dog. It's the same thing. Okay, and number 2 this week is the verb to punch. When you punch something, it means that you strike it with your hand in a fist position. So this is your hand, and when you clench your hand like this, this is a fist, and in order to punch, you strike something or somebody with your hand when it's like this. So for an example, when boxers are in the ring and they're boxing, they are punching each other with their fists, and that's what it means, is to punch. Number 3, which is also a pretty violent term as well. I don't know what it is, all this talk of violence today, but anyway, let's get on with it. So the next one is to slap. Now, to slap is to strike something with your hand again, but it's to strike it with, see this part of your hand? This is the palm. And to slap is to strike something or somebody with the palm of your hand. So if I slap myself, that is a slap. Moving on to number 4. Number 4 this week is to shake hands, or a handshake. And basically, when you shake hands with somebody, you clasp the right hand. It has to be your right hand when you're shaking hands. You can't shake hands with the left. So it's when you clasp someone else's hand in your right hand as a greeting, or when you're saying goodbye, or when you've made an agreement, as in business. So to shake hands is to shake hands. Pleasure doing business. Handshake. Okay, and the next one, number 5. There's 2 in this one actually. One is to hold on. And to hold on means 2 things. So for example, if I have hold of this cup and I really don't want to drop it onto the floor or let go of it, I have to hold on tight. So I'm being really careful with the cup, and that would be holding on. Another way we use hold on is to describe when you grab something and hold it so that you don't fall or move position. So if I didn't want to fall, I could hold on to the wall or hold on to a fence or a lamppost or anything. I just need to hold on to something so then I don't fall over. The opposite of that is to let go. And to let go simply means to release. So if I'm holding onto the cup and then I let it go, I let go. Or if I'm holding onto something for balance so that I don't fall, and then eventually I let go. And it's just to release your hands. And the next one this week is to drop. And to drop something simply means to cause it to fall vertically down to the floor. So if I have hold of the pen, and then I drop it. Next example this week is the word to grab. And to grab means to get hold of something, usually quickly. You might say roughly, so quickly and roughly. So if I have this pen in this hand and then I grab the pen with my right hand, it would look something like this. So I grabbed the pen. Moving on. and there's two in this one as well, and they're opposites. So one is to pick up, and to pick up with your hand is the action of holding something and then lifting it. So to give you an example, I am picking up the cup. I picked up the cup, but now I need to put it down. So to put down is the opposite of pick up. So I put down the cup. Next example for this week is the word to pinch. And when you pinch something, generally it's somebody's flesh, but you grab it and hold it in between the finger, and you see this is the thumb. So this is your thumb, and to pinch something, you grab it in between the finger and thumb and squeeze it. So if I pinch my arm, I grab it between the finger and thumb and then I squeeze it. So you can pinch somebody else, you can pinch yourself to make sure you're not asleep, and so on. The last example for this week is the verb to scratch. Now, to scratch in relation to hands is, see on the end of your finger, that is your fingernail, that is your nail. And to scratch something means that you mark it with your nail. So you can scratch something, or you can scratch somebody, or you can scratch yourself. If you have an itch, you can scratch. And that's what it means. It means to mark something with your fingernail. There's also a phrasal verb, which is to scratch off. And to scratch off means to remove something using your nail. So if there's a mark on this cup, a piece of dirt or something like that, then I can scratch it off with my nail. And that's it for this week's video, guys. As always, please let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos. I hope you find it useful. Please don't forget, if it's your first time here, to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. That way you will never ever miss one of my weekly uploads. So there's a good reason for doing it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next video. Bye bye for now. Ciao.